All right, we are here with the great Eric Dickerson, and Philadelphia has heard a lot about you this year with Saquon Barkley going after your record. What did you think the whole process of Saquon almost getting to your record?
Well, I'll say what I've always said. I don't want my record to be broken. I don't back off on that. And I tell people this all the time. You got a record, you don't want your record broken. I mean, you really don't. I mean, and if he broke it, I mean, I would have been sad. It'll just happen. I was not pulling for him, and I wasn't pulling against him. Let's put it like that. But Saquon's a great player. He really is. And I think what Shady McCoy said that I said that it should have been an asterisk by it, and that's a blatant lie. I never said that. I would never say that because OJ did it in 14 weeks. I did it in 15, one extra game. And I don't believe that. If you have 2,000 yards, it's hard to get 2,000 yards. I don't think anyone knows that except the guys that's done it. So the season he had, I mean, it was pretty much unmatched because he had all the long runs. I mean, I didn't have those kind of long. It was 70 yard. I mean, that's what sets a season up like that. You know, when you have those kind of runs and staying healthy and having a great offensive line. I mean, I think that Philly has the best offensive line in football. I mean, you can see it. I mean, some of the plays I saw, I said, oh, here's a big hole. Right away, I saw that's gone. You can tell. And I'm really happy for Saquon to get out of New York. I remember when he got drafted there, I said it from the beginning. It's a bad place for him. And for a running back, I said he's not going to be able to be the player that he could possibly be. And seeing him play and I heard him say, I'm loving football again. And that was great to hear him say that because I know that feeling. I've been there. I've been there when I was in Indy. You hate it because you look and you see, man, if I had that. And now he has that. And he's here in the Super Bowl. He's the first 2,000 yard rusher to get in the Super Bowl, I think, maybe.
Since Terrell Davis.
Yeah. Terrell Davis did, yeah. So, I mean, like I say, I'm happy for him, really.
So Saquon Barkley and the season that he's having, if he wins the Super Bowl and the Eagles are a dominant running team, if they run their way to the Super Bowl, what do you think that does for running backs in the game of football
Well,
now?
man, let me tell you. First of all, running backs have never went anywhere. I mean, when these guys say this, I mean, I don't know who started that. I mean, I heard first guy I heard say it was Mel Kiper, and I'm like, what the hell do you know? You ever played running back? You ever played football? I mean, I think this is that if you have a great back, and you have a great offensive line, you're going to feed that back. The back is going to show you how great he is. But if you have a great back and no line, it doesn't make it's just not going to work. It's like Superman with kryptonite. Yeah. And that's what Saquon had. I mean, the running back is going nowhere. I mean, I look at Derrick Henry he had 1,900 yards rushing. I mean, the backs have always been there. You know, you have seasons like. You have a down season for quarterbacks. Quarterbacks don't play well, but you don't hear them talk about that.
Right.
You know, you have a down season for running backs. You're not going to have great running backs all the time. It doesn't work like that. You know, it's like a revolving door. Right now, the running back is very popular because you have guys that can run the football. You have guys on teams that run the football, like the Baltimore Ravens, the Philadelphia Eagles. You know, us, the Rams, we run the football. Not like you guys, but you know, with Kyron Williams. I mean, so. The running back position has gone nowhere. I had this conversation 2 years ago with Lawrence Taylor, Richard Dent, and Ricky Jackson. And I asked them, I said, man, let me ask you guys a question. That's what they were talking about, you know, the running back is not important. I said, what if you could have a game where they didn't run the ball at all, no running back? They were like, what? Like, no runs? Right. I said, oh, man, we'd love that. We'd go crazy. And they would. I mean, they would feast on that. So you have to have a running game. Last year when Kansas City made that Super Bowl run, the reason to me that they won the Super Bowl is they started running the football like their last 4 or 5 games, and they carried it all the way into the playoffs with Pacheco. And so the running game is important.
So Saquon Barkley needs 30 more rushing yards to have the most ever in an NFL season when you add in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. If he gets that, where do you think that should stand as a mark or a record?
That's a record. That's a record in itself. It has nothing to do with the 2,000-yard season. That shows he's had a great season and he's having a great postseason. So I mean, I had one game like that in the post. I had 248 yards against the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs. That's still a record. Yeah. But the next week, I had 50 yards against the Chicago Bears. You know, I didn't have the luxury of having a great quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, but he does. He has all the luxury of having a great offensive line, great quarterback. And the thing is, he's taking full advantage of it because of his talent. His talent, and you can tell those guys love him. He loved those guys. And look, when you have a season like he's had, that's great because the offensive line, they don't get the accolades. They don't get their name mentioned in the paper. See, Saquon will make those guys great. They'll like when for our 2,000-yard season, the guys were calling, man, I don't want that record broke. I mean, Jackie Slater, all the guys were calling me, man, David Hill, I don't want that. I want to hang on to that record because it's their record.
It really should be the running back and the offensive line with the record, right?
It truly is, even though the running back gets all the credit, but truly you cannot do it without the offensive line. It doesn't happen.
So you have the all-time single-season rushing record for a regular season. So if Saquon gets that 30 rushing yards in the Super Bowl, you're willing to say he has the most rushing yards ever in a season?
No, not in the regular season. No.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
You don't count that.
Okay.
They don't count that like that. It don't work like that.
I was just checking.
No, they don't work like that. You know how it works. I mean,
Could
you
that
play
be
a regular season.
Right.
They said that's a record in itself.
That's a separate.
That's a record that he will hold alone by himself, which I think is a great feat because it shows that he has something that no other player has done. Me or no other player. And to me, the reason I played running back because of OJ. That was my favorite player. To me, he's the greatest back ever played.
Final question for you. What do you love about Saquon's game when you watch him run the ball?
The way he hits the hole. He hits the hole hard and fast, like I did. I mean, not big like but he hits the hole. And I like he can run away from guys. My thing was, and I was broken open field, I never look back. You'll never see a film on me doing this looking back. He don't look back. I don't look back. I mean, you catch me. Hey, that's football.
Yeah. Was that pretty wild when he was running for 78 yards through the snow and he's banging his...
Because when nobody gonna catch you. Nobody gonna catch you. So I go to show you. But yeah.
That's great. Well, we appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And by the way, Saquon did tell us today, he said, the people who don't understand a guy saying, I don't want my record to be broken is a guy who's never had a record.
I said that weeks ago.
So there, he said the same thing.
Guys, man, look, if someone breaks, let me tell you who I want to break my record. My son plays flag. I don't let him play tackle yet. My son is he's a good athlete. And I'm not saying he's going to play pro football, but matter of fact, my wife called me, this was last year, and she said, I got something to tell you. I said, what? She said, his name is Dallas. We spell it Dallis, not A-S.
Oh, Dallas. Philly likes to hear that.
Dallas, named after my uncle. And so he said, what's that record my dad has? He said, 2,000 yards. And he said, yeah. He said, I'm going to break that record. Woo. So now, that's who I want to break my record. No different. Saquon want his son to break his record. Yeah. So that would mean the world to me.
And they're going to go to 18 games, so at some point.
Man, if it happens, look, 18, and you know, it should not be an asterisk by it. I mean, what's the guy, Shady McCoy?
Yeah.
I don't even know him. He said that I said that it should be an asterisk. That's a freaking lie. I never said that, and I would never say that because I know how hard it is to get 2,000 yards.
Well, it's great. All the young people are learning about you and the incredible season you had. So that's great.
Okay, all right.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
No problem.
Thank you. You got Andy Reid on one side. You love Andy.
I love Andy.
Okay.
Ain't nothing against that. I love Andy.
And you got the Eagles on the other side.
Oh, well, I'm a bird at heart. Andy Reid took me in and changed my life, but I'm an Eagle, baby. I'm an Eagle Hall of Famer, so I'll take that serious. And I'm picking Eagles to win this game. Yeah.
Why do you think that they are better than the Chiefs or better in this game?
I mean, I think we're the better team. I think we're the better team. I think we're peaking at the right time. I think we got the difference maker on our team with Saquon. I think everywhere on the field we are better than the Chiefs, other than the quarterback. That's the only thing that's they have the edge. Maybe the tight end, depending on how you see it. But I think overall, offensive line's better. Running back is obviously better. Wide receivers, Eagles. Defense, Eagles. You see what's going on, but it ain't. You gotta go do it. It ain't easy. You gotta go do it.
So how about Saquon Barkley if he gets that 30 more rushing yards, has the most ever in a regular season and playoffs, and wins a Super Bowl? Where does his season rank? Maybe in Philadelphia sports history and NFL.
In my opinion, he don't need 30 yards. I think he has the best running back season of all time. And anybody that argues that, I call that hating.
I mean, is what separates his season the amount of home run touchdowns, 60, 70-yard touchdowns?
Yeah, I mean collectively, like taking over games late in the games when we need a spark, not having a pass game in some of them games and still winning. Like when you win, you oversee all them things, right? If we lost some games where there's no passing game, you're like, what's going on? Well, he's so good and he's done so well for us and saved us a lot that we overlooked them things. And now we're in the Super Bowl. That's another thing. A lot of guys have great seasons, great stats, great highlights, but you're not in the Super Bowl. You're in the Super Bowl. That's what matters the most. Final question for you. You've been on some great teams where everybody's eating, but in some of these games, the receivers aren't getting theirs, but they're blocking for Saquon. What is so special about this team with their unselfishness? I think our line is so dominant, and Saquon is the best back in football, but the line is so dominant, you can't not run it. I mean, there's big holes. It's just like, you got to take it, And then the special part is when he gets it to them big holes, he's out scoring 67-yard touchdowns. That's the difference. You can't hate on that. Like, let's just run the ball,
What do you think of the season Saquon Barkley has had, and if he can finish it with a Super Bowl?
Oh, it's been phenomenal. I mean, he's really brought the value back up for the running back position. I think people see what's possible when you have someone like Saquon Barkley, that can carry a team, but also that's just a great teammate, a great guy off the field. And I'm so proud of him because I got to see him when he was got to meet him, I should say, when he was just a young pup, a rookie. And to see him doing this now, I'm pulling for him. I hope he closes it out and finish it off.
And if he does, and he has the most rushing yards ever, regular season and playoffs, arguably the best season ever for a running back?
Well, I think one day, my man, he'll be wearing a gold jacket like myself.
The way the Eagles play, running the ball, linebackers, defense.
It's old school football, right? They have the biggest D-line and offensive line in football. The front seven, I think, is where this game is going to come down to. All of the pieces on the outside, they are absolutely phenomenal. But if you think about what they have from a front seven point of view, the Eagles, this is their Super Bowl to win. Patrick Mahomes, that's a champion. So he's not giving that up easy. But I think this will probably be one of the best games we've seen in a very long time.
And Saquon Barkley could have the greatest season by a running back ever, maybe?
Story ever.
Greatest story
I think
ever.
Greatest story from a running back from one year to the next. To be able to do that. To be released from one team and then another one grabs a gem, that's a special motto in life.
So you know all about a great season from a running back. We're from Philadelphia. Do you think Saquon Barkley should be the MVP?
I've been telling the people all week, he is the last great running back that will not win the MVP. He should win it, but they won't. They're going to shock everybody tomorrow, and they're going to say, wait, stats, touchdowns, yards, wins, and he wins the Super Bowl? That's what MVP means. So he's going to, it's going to come to everybody's attention tomorrow night or Sunday night, and they're going to be like, from now on, they're going to dock it that way. So it's going to be great.
What do you think makes Saquon so special, the season that he's having this year?
Yeah, he's making runs that I remember, and back in my days, many moons ago, where you just know you're attacking the defender at just the right way, where if he misses you, you're going to be gone. And so I'm so proud of him, man. He's playing like he should. He's got that kind of talent. He's letting it happen.
Final question for you. He told us on the field after the NFC title win, he's trying to show that running backs matter. What do you think this does this year for all running backs?
Yeah. Oh, he's done it. He's done it. All he has to do is go in there and get us one more. You know what I mean? Get us one more. It's going to be great. He's doing it for the running backs.
Thank you.
Eagles fans, man. I'm very happy for the Eagles. They deserve it. They're a great football team, and they're representing the NFC. We wish we were, but they are. Congrats, Eagles.
I'm rooting for a good game. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You got a pick?
I'd like to see KC do it again. Why not? I got a crush on Travis Kelce.
You're not tired of them winning every year?
No.
Isn't Jalen Hurts?
Who gets tired of winning?
Well, people who are facing them, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's like the Brady factor. He won so many times. It creates like first he's a villain, and then he's just like, okay, you win. You're the guy. I think KC's going to have that eventually.
All right.
A dynasty.
All right. What has your interaction with Eagles fans been like when you're in the Philly area?
Oh, sometimes like the barf gets washed away by fresh barf.
Too soon.
No, come on. You can use that. Your barber. Let's roast him next time.
I'm from Miami.
How do I look? I look like Terry Bradshaw and Bruce Willis had a baby.